What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome back, finally, to another edition of Rockin Robbie Live. I am your host for tonight's festivities. I am Rockin Robbie, as it says right down there. How is everybody doing? It's been a minute since we've done a Rockin Robbie Live. They've been very sporadic throughout the last few months, but here we are. I figured we'd go live to do one more for 2025 here after Christmas, before the new year. I decided, let's hang out, let's chat, let's talk comics, movies, pop culture, and more. I also got a massive show and tell that will be very exciting. I had some awesome people send me some Christmas gifts and things like that, so I want to shout them out and show off what I was sent. I also have, finally, over the course of the year, I've been picking up every piece of the Transformers Devastator. That's right, all the Constructicons. I now have all 6 members of the Constructicons, and we are opening them up tonight so that over the week I can combine them together to make a Devastator, and we'll show them off soon. So, first of all, how is everybody doing? Long time no see. I know we've been doing the weekly comic book review. I know I've been making appearances on other shows. I know that we've been doing PCP movie night, though that's been on a hiatus for a couple of weeks. We're also on a hiatus this week as well, but we will be returning a week from tomorrow for the 2026 PCP movie night season. So very excited to be here tonight. We're going to have a great chat. Once you get in the room, throw out a station, maybe even a pop, pop, boom. Let everybody know that it's finally back. Rockin' Robbie, the best, hippest, coolest place to be on Sunday nights here on YouTube, if you like comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. So what is up, everybody? This is also a little bit of an AMA. You can ask me anything, and we'll have a nice chat about it. So no bells, no whistles, no frivels, nothing like that. I see some people coming into the channel or into the chat already. So why don't we start this off like old school? And what I mean is the very early days of me going live on Sundays. Back then, the show was not called Rockin' Robbie Live. It was called Robbie Rants Live. And hardly anybody would be there at first, so I had nobody to talk to. So I would start with just listing what comics were coming out that week and what I was excited about. So, heck, let's do that, right? This week is, of course, New Comic Book Day on New Year's Eve, and they're still having a new comic book day. Everybody except for DC. DC's not really releasing anything. It is still a small week, though. Let's go through the list. And once you get in here, say what's up. And if you got a question, you want to chat about something, let me know. All right. We got the Ultimates and Ultimate Endgame, both coming out this week, both written by Dennis Camp, who has some appearances on my top 20 comics of 2025. That video is going to drop tomorrow. I actually have a thumbnail to share tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time. Top 20 comics of 2025, according to Rockin Robbie. Then we're having our best comics of December. That's right, best comics of the month for December 2025. We'll be doing that show on Saturday, because we got people out of town. We got the holidays. So Saturday, we'll be discussing me, Stu, Eric, Greg, Nick. I believe Brian might be there too. We're going to be talking about our favorite comic books of December. And Nick has compiled all of the data, and we shall find out the best of the best according to the monthly comic book review, including who will be the Marvel shill of 2025. So get ready for that on Saturday evening. But tomorrow morning, be sure to check out my top 20 comics of 2025. That's going to drop at 9 a.m. Central. All right. So I am excited for Ultimates. I haven't read that yet, but Ultimate Endgame is, I think, 4 issues. I think it's a 4-issue series. Could be more. But it is basically the finale of this iteration of the Ultimate Universe. The Maker is released from the city after 2 years and thousands of years for him. What's going to happen? I have already had the luxury of reading issue number 1. Marvel sent us an early copy so that we could check it out. And I really liked it. And it was actually kind of surprising what happens in that book. So I was very excited for Ultimate Endgame. We got The Punisher Red Band, issue number 4. I've been enjoying this Punisher series. It's just a mini series, but it'll be relaunched. We got Predator Kills the Marvel Universe number 5. I believe that's the final issue of that series. I've been liking it. Big dumb fun. Sorcerer Supreme, which is Scarlet Witch is now the Sorcerer Supreme. We'll see. How about this? This is the most excited I am for a book this week. X-Men Age of Revelation finale. It's the final issue of the X-Men Age of Revelation saga. And I could not be happier. I only have one more of these MFN comics to read. Oh my goodness. It's been a struggle. The hubris. Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, I'm going to read and make the bold declaration that I'm going to read every single piece of X-Men Age of Revelation. Well, I did. And it hasn't been pretty. There have been some highlights, but there have been a lot of lowlights, to be honest with you. In fact, one of my ideas after this week's weekly comic book review drops is to clip out every review for every Age of Revelation book that I did since it started with that like 0 issue or whatever, and just putting them all together in one video. So you see my enthusiasm wane and my soul shrivel throughout the course of reading Age of Revelation. If you'd like to see something like that, let me know. I've been thinking about doing the same thing for Absolute Batman, because that's the opposite. You see me being like, this book's okay, it's kind of dumb, and then just like start loving it. We have Escape from Image Comics, Rick Remender. That's a really good book. Daniel Acuna artwork. We got Marvel Zombies. I'm not reading that one. Marvel Knights, The World to Come, issue number 5. I'm really liking this Christopher Priest book a lot. It's kind of a coda of sorts to his substantially awesome Black Panther run. Radiant Black 39, not reading that one. Feral 19, I am reading that one. Very excited. Maybe my cat's going to be in the back finally. Who knows? Probably not. Spawn the Dark Ages, issue number 2. Liam Sharp killing it on the artwork there. Undead Iron Fist, number 4. Not reading that one. Lucky Devils, number 6. I dropped out of that one. Star Wars Boba Fett, Black, White, Red, issue number 4. You know, I actually liked issue number 1. I didn't read the rest of them. Why? Because it's a Star Wars comic. All right, then we got Lost Fantasy, issue number 6. I kind of dropped out of that one too. Marion Heretic, number 3. Don't really dig on that one. Thundercats Lost, issue number 10, the final issue. Excited for that. Tin Can Society, number 9. That's a book. It got so inconsistent in its timing, and it was a book I was genuinely liking, but it got so delayed that I eventually fell out of it. See, we got with Flash Gordon, issue 14, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Rogue Agents, issue number 1, The Expanse, A Little Death, number 3, Toxic Crusaders, number 3. That book is not as good as I wanted it to be. The Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, issue number 4, Skin Police 2, number 4, Mary Sue, number 3. A few books there I'm not reading, including I, Tyrant, issue number 6. Hell's Half Acre, number 3. A second printing of Final Boss, issue number 1 with a Ryan Otley cover. That's pretty freaking cool. And that's pretty much it. It's a light comic book week. Like I said, I'm definitely most excited probably for X-Men Age of Revelation finale, because that means that shit is over now. And that's awesome. So there you go. All right. Let's take a look at the comments. We got Omega Slice in the house saying, holla back, station everybody. Blessed Sunday. CTA Frank is in the house with a station. Jesse Say What says, it's been a minute, but station. Heck yeah. Metal Elf Collectibles in the house. Great to see you, Robbie, and the chat. We got Damien, that's right, a.k.a. Sleepy Reader 666 here in the house. Damien went above and beyond and sent me 3 awesome gifts for Christmas, and they're going to be part of our massive show and tell. So station to you, Damien. We really appreciate you. Two Gun Pedro also has some appearances here. Very, very excited to share what he sent me for the Christmas holiday season. Most Dope Comics is in the house. What's up, homie? World Profound is here. Sleepy Reader has a comment. Robbie, he's got a question, I should say. Robbie, what were your expectations for this channel when you started? It's a good question. I had little expectations, but I'll tell you what, I had some wrong expectations as well. First things first, I just we were already doing a podcast, right? We were doing a show called Smile or Else, or the Smile or Else Show. And I was also doing another podcast called Rockin Robbie. And Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie as a concept has kind of existed one form or another throughout my life since like 5th grade, right? So we were doing the podcast, and I had my life-changing experience in 2015, and I decided I wanted to rebrand and really like go for it. And at that time, I had started getting into watching YouTube for the first time. I was getting into the gym. I was trying to pay attention to my nutrition. I was trying to turn my life around. I was trying to learn things about meditation, philosophy, things like that. And I am a big reader, but then I discovered, and it never crossed my mind because I always used YouTube just to watch like music videos, like on demand, basically, right? That was something I really wish I had when I was younger. Like you'd had to wait on MTV or VH1 to play your favorite music videos, right? But being able to go on YouTube and being like, yo, I want me watch the video for Live Forever by Oasis. Let me watch the video for Bullet Butterfly Wings, like at will. Like that was super cool. I also started watching YouTube at first because somebody had uploaded in 10-minute segments, obviously, because at the time there was a limit to how much you could upload on YouTube in a single video. And somebody would do, they put out all the episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in really, really low quality, like VHS rips or something, in 10-minute little segments. And I was blazing through those. But anyway, in 2015, I started watching YouTube for other content to get advice and information on working out, on crafting a workout plan, on crafting a meal plan, on what foods are the best, just things like that, philosophy, reading, entrepreneurial-ships, things like that, right? And I was like, man, I love YouTube. This is great. These are people just talking. They're basically doing what I do on my podcast, but they're just in front of a camera. And so I wanted to rebrand the podcast, bring it back, refocus it. We came up with the idea of Pop Culture Philosophers because that was a podcast. We were a podcast first. We made it through 49 episodes of that podcast until eventually YouTube just took over my time completely. But at the time, I made a statement that I wanted to do YouTube along with the podcast and add a video component to it. And kind of like, because I've always wanted to do radio and things like that. And I was like, well, let's do it. YouTube seems like a good platform. Let's try it out. I honestly just thought that that's what we would do. I thought the podcast would continue to gain traction and momentum, and YouTube would be there to supplement it. I didn't think that YouTube would be like it for me, right? Now, I did have a big misconception. I thought that if I could get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, that I would be able to go full-time on YouTube and the podcast and do Pop Culture Philosophers solely. That was a goal of mine, was to, as quickly as possible, my magic number was 10,000. I was like, I want to get to 10,000 subscribers, and I believe that at that point, I could go full-time. Well, obviously, that's not the case. Here we are on the cusp of 25,000 YouTube subscribers, and ain't no way I'm close to going full-time here. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the expectation was just to share our love of pop culture and to do a show. And the more I started looking into, and at the time, it was really not about comics. It was about movies, because the podcast is mostly movie centric with a little bit of comic book content. And when I started watching other movie YouTubers, I noticed a lot of it was negative. A lot of it's like, why this movie sucks, why this is garbage. And at the time, we were dealing, especially in the first few years, with a lot of, every YouTube video was talking about how woke and stupid Star Wars is and shit like that. And I was like, let's make a channel and let's put a focus on being smarter than that and being better than that. And let's try to focus on what we actually like and try to understand why the fiction that we like and consume, why it affects us and what it says about us. So I said 3 tenets. We're going to be insightful, we're going to be positive, and we're going to be entertaining. And that was the goal. The goal was always to be comedic and funny, and me and my homies just chatting. And then, of course, that circle expanded because of YouTube and going live on YouTube and even platforms like StreamYard and stuff like that. So the original expectation was just a place to share positive, insightful, and entertaining thoughts on our pop culture, and eventually go full time with it after hitting that magic number 10,000 subscribers, which did not happen. That thumbnail was great, Robbie. Well, thank you so much. I'm assuming you're talking about our best comics of the month stream thumbnail, I hope. Yeah, I have fun with that one. I on Canva's what I use. It's one of those, Canva's one of those things I use to make thumbnails and graphics and stuff. And they have this app on there called Face Swap, and you upload a picture and then another picture, and it tries to artificially or just kind of merge them together. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That one was pretty funny to me. So, but thank you, Most Dope Comics. I appreciate that. Hey, we got MJ Comics in the house. Station, my man. How are you doing? Everybody go check out and sub up to MJ Comics if you haven't already. He just recently had another conversation with homie Mark Spears. He's had conversations with me. He's had conversations with homies, Comics with Bueller, Gem Mint Collectibles, tons of fantastic people. MJ Comics, super cool dude. Y'all go check him out. World Profound says, ha ha ha, the finale of that crap. Yeah. Well, watch it. Watch me give it a good review. I'll be so biased. Southside Ronan's in the house saying, what up, family? Love from Chicago. Dynamite is in the house saying, Happy New Year. Albert is in the house. What is up? Escape is OD. What does that mean? Escape is OD. It's overdosed? I agree. It's my favorite book right now. All right, let's go. I love Escape. I think it's really, really solid. Hey, what's up, Bob Fisher? How you doing? We got Kenneth in the house. Oh, you're more than welcome, Damien. It was a long-winded answer, but I can't do it any other ways. So there you go. You do all of those, by the way. Well, I'm assuming you're talking about being positive, insightful, and entertaining. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Hey, we got Brian LCS in the house. What's up, Brian? How you doing? He says, Happy Sunday and Happy New Year all. This is the time where I go, hey, guys, I hope everybody had a happy holiday. Hope you had a great time at Christmas. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. Let's make it better next time, right? Also, here we are in the waning days of 2025. Everybody's thinking about what's their favorites of this of the year. What's their favorite this of the year? We're thinking about our goals, all that kind of stuff. Y'all, take the time to think about what you can do in 30 days' time to improve your life. I would encourage you to do that. I'm going to do the same. And then a month from now, let's gather back together and see if we've hit any of our goals. By the way, one thing that helps you with your goals is a platform called Skillshare. And I had the luxury, the opportunity to have a sponsorship from Skillshare a couple of weeks ago on a video. And they gave me a certain link that the first 500 people that go there and sign up get a free month. So treat yourself with the gift of learning. I doubt 500 people have signed up already. I threw the link in the description of this video as well. So you didn't have to go find the video where the sponsorship was, but it's a link. It makes me look good, and it gives you a free month of Skillshare and even directly leads you to the first class that I took that I really learned from. So I was really, really excited. Anyway, Brian, nice to see you here. Of course, homie, of course. Nerdy Ness, what is up, my man? How you doing? Station. Nerdy Ness, is this Nestor? Is this Nestor? Is this my Nestor? Let me know. I think it is. What is your resolution for the coming year? I don't really do New Year's resolutions except for just a blanket statement. Be better. Be better. You know, my big thing, I do have some goals. Like I want to get back on track with my fitness. I've been gaining too much weight. I've been not being very active. So I need to get back to that. So there's that. But I also, one thing very much so is I want to read more. And I'm not just talking about comics. I'm talking about novels. I recently started reading Lord of the Rings, which is really neat because so I have a complete Lord of the Rings book. It's all 3 books, Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, all in one volume, one collection that Brooks got me like 20 22 years ago, right? It was like a Christmas present, birthday present, something like that, right? And I've never read it. Now, I've read The Hobbit. I have read The Hobbit because he got me The Hobbit like the year or two before that. And I read The Hobbit, loved it. And then I became a huge fan of those movies. And so he bought me Lord of the Rings. And then I never pulled it back off the shelf, right? Honestly. Quite intimidating. And I've always heard it was an intimidating series of novels to read, which is crazy when I think about what I read and what I like to read and how much I like to read. Anyway, but needless to say, I disagree with the statement that it's intimidating. Now, I think it's a fine book, a fine series of books. So anyway, we just recently completed in November a look back at all 3 Lord of the Rings movies directed by Peter Jackson, and it inspired me. And I was like, you know what, I want to read them. Let's see. And I went through Fellowship. Took me a minute. It had been a while since I had read like a fiction novel, and so I read that and then immediately jumped into Two Towers, blazed right through that. And now I'm at the end of Return of the King. The other day I finished book 5, which is the first half of Return of the King. And now I'm on book 6, which is the second half. And I'm at the part right after Frodo has been taken by the orcs in Mordor because he was stabbed and stung by Shelob, right? So that's where I'm at, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much, and I haven't really spoken too much about it publicly because when I'm done with everything, including the appendices, I am going to do a video about it because another goal I have this year is to do videos that excite me, that I'm excited to do, that entertain me, and that I want to do, right? Like if I read a book and I'm like, man, this book was so good, I kind of just want to do a quick video about it, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to watch a movie, and like, for instance, I plan on doing more short form single man movie reviews this year of new movies and previous movies, like for the gift exchange, right? For the PCP gift giving ceremonies or whatever. I told everybody, if you pick a movie off of this list and you send it to me, I'll review it this year in a short form, single man content type format. And that's what I'm doing. So less stress, trying to balancing out the workflow while trying to do a little bit more, but just doing videos that are fun to me and talking about that, basically getting back to those original thoughts and tenets about what PCP was. It's not about trying to maximize my YouTube thumbnail and the title of the video to try to get the algorithm to like make me boom, boom, boom so I can go full time. I've given that up. I'm very happy being a store manager of a successful comic shop and running a sort of semi-pro, I would say, YouTube channel. So I like that, and it's pretty fun. But that being said, if we got some more sponsorships, that wouldn't hurt. And, more video time. Anyway, and that and personal stuff, being more focused in on my relationships and maintaining those and things like that. So yeah, Nerdiness is finally able to catch a live show. Heck yeah. It's your boy, 98. Hi, Robbie. My show and tell today. I found a working 1940 typewriter at a swap meet for $30. That's freaking awesome. That's super cool. 1940 typewriter. That's awesome. Congrats. Hey, it is that Ness. It is my Ness. What's up, Ness? What you doing, man? Good to see you. Is it the Alan Lee illustrated edition? No, it is not. It is not illustrated at all. It's the movie edition. So when the movies came out, so it's just one collection. It's got the title and pictures on it from the movie. Nothing in there, no images, no pictures, just the maps. It's got maps in it. So that's cool. Now though, having read them, I really want the Alan Lee illustrated editions. I think those are the ones that are on my Amazon wish list right now. They're in a box set, and it's The Hobbit and the 3 Lord of the Rings. And it matches the box sets that I've been buying and collecting. Bro, I got bit by this Tolkien bug like crazy. I got the first box set of the History of Middle-earth hardcover that also contains the Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales. And then it's got Book of Lost Tales 1 and 2. And then I got the second one. There's 2 more. Man, I'm even collecting the History of Middle-earth now. So it's a rabbit hole. Rabbits don't dig with shovels. But I do believe Alan Lee's illustrated versions are the ones in the box set that would match. And that, like, I love my version of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I would never give those up because those were gifts by one of my best friends, right? And but I want, because everything else looks so uniform and pretty. I want to get those too. And what better excuse to reread these at some point? Because it does feel like something I'm going to want to reread multiple times throughout the remainder of my life, my time here in this as existential plane. But what better way to reread than an illustrated version? Like Dracula is one of my favorite books, and I have a few different versions of Dracula, and I even got some that are illustrated by comic book artists, including Ben Templesmith and my favorite, Becky Cloonan. I have a Becky Cloonan illustrated Dracula novel that's really, really cool. He says, nice. They're beautiful. Heck yeah, I got to check that out. I know the exact set you got. One day I'll get those too. Any more novels on your TBR? Oh yeah. I've never read every Stephen King novel, and I've been thrifting. I like so a lot of people do thrift stores, thrift shops, and I like doing that too. But my favorite thing to look for is books. And I like, if I can get a paperback that's like busted up, that's been used and read multiple times, but I can get it for like $1 or $2, give it to me. Like, I don't care about having the most pristine edition of things, unless you're Lord of the Rings, Dracula, or other things, right? But maybe one day, maybe having nicer versions of them. But I'm trying to get all the Stephen King works and try to start going through those. I've always been wanting to reread Michael Crichton. I started a couple years ago and made it through a few books. Same thing with Brad Meltzer. There's tons of stuff on my to be read list, including some stuff that was gifted to me. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. What's up, Cliff? We got Cliff from Cliff on Comics here. Station. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here, buddy. Cliff has recently started joining us for things like PCP Movie Night, and he's going to be making more appearances in 2026. So it's hot as hell, y'all. It's like 70 degrees. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be like 30. Tuesday morning, it's going to be like 10, 15. But it's been like in the 70s for days. So I got my AC on, but it's just not, I don't know, man. It's just not working for me. It's been so hot. It's been so hot. It's Christmas week. It was Christmas. I'm wearing a Santa hat. I'm pouring sweat at my family's Christmas. Just pouring sweat. This is Alabama, man. We're broken. Hey, Joe Corello. What is up, Joe? How you doing? Joe says, Robbie, I started on those Jurassic movies from the world ones first, and I'm so glad I did. It'll be nice to have a movie to look forward to watching eventually. That's why last year I did the Karate Kid franchise backwards, and it really worked. I'm doing the Jurassic Park movies in order. I have watched the first one. I have watched the second one. I have watched the third one, and I have watched Jurassic World. So the next one, I guess, is Fallen Kingdom. But yeah, just a few more for that show, which is going to be released on January 5th. PCP Movie Night returns for 2026 with the entire Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise. All 7 movies reviewed on the channel. Me and Joe are putting ourselves through the paces. We're also going to be joined by Verno from Blood Splatter Chatter. We're going to be joined by Omar from Near Mint Condition. And of course, Brooks and Jelani. Easy Readers in the house saying happy holidays, everyone. Nestor says, bro, it's been snowing all day here in Fargo. It's 4 degrees. 4 degrees? It's looking at it says it's 65 degrees right now at 7:30 at night. But to me, like, we're having the cold front come through overnight. They're talking about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. So I'm sure when I get up in the morning out in the neighborhood, there's going to be tons of Christmas decorations just all over the damn place. But it's dropping from like 65 degrees right now to when I wake up in the morning, it's going to be, they said 30. And then they said like Tuesday around like 10 to 15 degrees possibly. And that ain't fun. Yo, that ain't fun. Oh, I thought I clicked another one. There you go. Nestor says, looking forward to Orlando. I'm still confused. I'm still on the fence about Orlando for this year because I love going to MegaCon. I love hanging out with y'all. But for some reason, I decided that this year maybe would be the best year to skip it so I could like build up the funds to make sure I get to Heroes Con because we're planning on launching a Mortex at Heroes Con this year. But then two things. Number one, Kevin keeps twisting my arm. And number two, they moved it back into March again, which actually separates it further from the holidays, which is better for me. So I'm still on the fence right now, Nestor, but I got 1 foot over it into Orlando already, and I don't give a shit about MegaCon. I just want to go and hang out, hang out with you guys and have fun. So there you go. That's what I'm thinking. Sounds fun. It's always a fun time. Though Jim Lee's there. Jim Lee is there, though Todd McFarlane was there last year. I didn't get a chance to meet him. They were doing a lottery system, so I doubt I'd be able to do that. Also, John Cena is going to be there. John Cena is going to be there. Already booked the room. All right, Nestor, I guess I'm going. He's just settled. I guess I'm going. There you go. All right. I'll let Kevin know so that way we can formulate the plan on getting down there. All right, Nestor. You twisted my arm enough. Thank you, brother. All right. Anything else anybody wants to chat about, just let us know. And what I want to mention right now is I got this tiny little bottle of bourbon. It's called Blanton's Single Barrel Bourbon. They're apparently very famous for having this little dude on the horse right there. So this was a gift from my buddy Mike the Voice Matthews of the PCP crew. Excitable we are. We were in Kentucky in October for Scarefest. It's a really great show. Great time. Check out my IG feed, my Facebook, PCP Army and Facebook. You'll see some images of the people we met and things like that. But we're in Kentucky. And when you're in Kentucky, one of the things you do is you have some bourbon. So we went to a place and Mike kept talking about this bourbon, Blanton's Single Barrel Bourbon. It's quite pricey and apparently really highly regarded. And apparently people collect the tops, right? Because there's like a few different versions of this dude on a horse or whatever. But when we were in Kentucky outside of Lexington, we stopped and he bought me this tiniest little bottle. I think this little thing was like 15, 20 bucks or something. So I've been saving this since October. I was planning on drinking it during Festivus last week, which I still got my Festivus poll up. But I didn't because I was drinking tequila. So we're going to open this up. Oh, I see. That's like a string and wax. Cool. Oh, neat. So the little thing is on the cork. I say the little thing. It's a little dude on a horse, man. That's what it is. It's not a little thing. Southside says, that's some good shit. That's what I hear. I have never had it. But we're going to have it right now. Heck yeah. And we'll save this bottle. I do like bourbon. I typically, my go-to used to be Maker's Mark. Then I kind of shot up a little bit to Woodford Reserve. And then I settled back down on Elijah Craig. So Elijah Craig and Woodford Reserve, those are like my go-tos. I prefer those two bourbons. And I know that those are like mid-tier compared to something like this. But I do like bourbon. All right. Drinking a Bullet Old Fashioned right now. Bullet's all right. You know, and Old Fashions didn't used to be my thing back when I only liked more sugary mixed drinks, but I do like an Old Fashioned now. Cheers to you, everybody. Happy holidays. Let's see if Blanton's is worth the hype. Oh, that's good as shit, man. That's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's sweet. Obviously, it's bourbon. It's sweet. It's got that sweetness, but it's got some bite, some sting to it, but not in a bad way. Like, I don't like rye whiskey because it's just something about it I don't like. And I've had some bourbons that try to add a different, man, that's really sweet. I'm not an expert on tasting bourbon, so I can't be like, yes, oak barrels with cherry wood, or oak barrels with cherry wood. Why would they do that with cherry? Like, I don't know. That's very good, y'all. Oh man, that's so good. That could be dangerous. So he told me the story because one time they bought a big bottle of this, him and some homies. They got a hold of a big bottle or somebody gave it to them. And they didn't realize that they had expensive bourbon or anything like that. And him and some homies drank that whole giant bottle that whole night. And then they found out, he's like, we found out how much it cost. And we were like kind of sick to the stomach. And I was like, why, dude? Like, enjoy it. Like, I get it. You should have paced that shit out, but it was good. Hey, what's up, Eric? 9-Panel Grid is in the house. I know you're a bourbon guy. You ever had Blanton's? Just trying it for the first time. And I'm really, really liking it. CNSS says, station, always a treat to catch Rockin Robbie live on a Sunday. And Nestor, homie, with the $40 super chat. Dude, thank you so much. You don't have to do that, but you did, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're on StreamYard, and I have not set up the Hellboy song. So everybody just imagine the music in your head, because it would go boom, 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 boom. Boo, doo, 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 doo. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Shit. Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. BPRD, yeah! Do. Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Nestor. We really do appreciate the super chat. It literally keeps the lights on here in the PCP studio, which you have seen. Nestor's been in my apartment. Nestor's been here. He's been in the studio. Nestor's one of my bestest friends in the whole wide world. Thank you so much, buddy. He says, ooh, never heard of it. Got to try some of it. Bruh, it is really good. It's dangerously good. Bruh, I'm glad I didn't have a giant bottle of this shit. I swear. Mike did me right by just buying me a tiny one. First of all, that would have been a very crazy expensive gift of a bottle of bourbon to give me. But also, Mike knows me, and I would probably drink that shit up quick. Oh, man. That's so good. It's so good. It's rich, and it's thick, and it's got, like, flavor. Man, okay. I'm not good at this shit. Caramelly. They say that if you want to get better at your whiskey palate, this is how you do it. Caramelly, butterscotch richness. Just tastes like really fucking good bourbon. It tastes delicious. Like, delicious. We need to get them a fucking be a sponsor. How about that? Most Dope Comics. You pick up Wolf of Wall Street. You know what? Never watched it. Never had it. I'm a huge Martin Scorsese film, but at the time, I was dating someone who wasn't necessarily a huge Martin Scorsese fan, and it wound up clunking things up, and I wasn't able to watch it, and I haven't watched it since. And it's definitely something I want to go back and watch because I'm a huge Scorsese fan. I used to have every film of his. Even Boxcar Bertha. Hell yeah, y'all. I haven't sung the Hellboy song in a while. 9-Panel Grid says, good Lord, just check the prices on that whiskey. Maybe I'll wait. Yeah, I think this was like a $15 or $20 little tiny ass fucking glass, man. Which is funny. It's like I got a notification on my Facebook today. I'm weird. I like looking at Facebook memories. You know, does anybody else do that? Like I like looking at Facebook and Instagram memories just to remember, oh, this is what I was doing 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Last year, I had tried a great Gatsby whiskey. I don't know if it was a bourbon or just a whiskey. And it was the most expensive Remus Gatsby Reserve is what it was. 15-year-old bourbon. A bottle of it is a bottle of it's like $200 to $300 depending. Wow. Anyway, it was the most expensive drink I've ever ordered at a bar, or was ever ordered for me, I should say, because I didn't pay for it. But it was like a $40 glass of. I didn't even look and see if it was a bourbon. Yep, it's a bourbon. $200. Oh my God. Well, that's a better deal than $40 for a glass. I'll tell you that. It was all right. It wasn't the greatest, to be honest with you. It was smoky. It was too smoky for me, if that makes sense. Speaking of smoky. Anyway. You sent me a super chat to buy and watch Wolf of Wall Street? Dude, when'd you do that? How drunk was I? Let me write that down then. I vaguely remember that now. I'm so sorry. Let's do that right now. How much is it? Wolf on Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Let's do it. It's not available. What? What's going on here? Blu-ray. All right. I'm going to add that to cart, and then I'll take care of that when I get done. Sorry about that, Most Dope Comics. Sometimes I forget these things. But yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. All right. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. Was that the last Rockin Robbie Live? The one we did in like November or something like that? God, it's so hot in here. All right. So that's in my Amazon wish list, and it'll be purchased. I'm going to do a quick eBay search too, because sometimes you can find better deals on eBay. About a day. Oh yeah, there's one right there. $5, $10. I need more research though. You don't just click on an eBay thing and go, there you go. You wanna get the better deal. Woo! Hot as hell in this fucking studio. All right, man, this bourbon is good. Man, it really is good, y'all. It's super good. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to be chatting with y'all a little bit about what are your favorite things of the year. And we're going to start our massive show and tell off. Yeah, that's what we're going to do when we get back here on Rockin Robbie Live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome back, in fact, to Rockin Robbie Live, the last Rockin Robbie Live of the year. We're just sitting here chilling, having fun, talking, shooting the shit. Yes, sir. I hope you enjoy it. You could also rent it from your homie's video store. Yeah, I could, but I'm just going to go ahead and buy it, especially since you sent the super chat and since it's Marty Scorsese, because I do want to rebuild that collection. My favorite directors, I want to own all of their work. I have every film by John Carpenter I own physically. I have every film by Dario Argento. I own those physically. I have every film by Eli Roth. I own those physically. Actually, no, I lied. I don't have Borderlands. I'm going to have to buy that one. I still haven't seen it, though, but I hear it's universally considered bad. So there's that. Ridley Scott is one. He's got some clunkers in there, though. But, you know, I'd like to get back to that. I'm very close to finishing every Wes Craven film. There's a few I need. Swamp Thing, Hills Have Eyes Part 2, Soul Survivor, Deadly Friend. I think those are the only ones I need. I need to get on that. I need to do all the Wes Craven ones. Yeah. I was just so excited this year. That was one of my favorite things this year, was getting all of the Dario Argento films. Finally finishing that collection with Two Gun Pedro's help, because he found me a really great Blu-ray copy of The Card Player. But yeah, my homie's video store is still going. So heck yeah, I might just go over there. And I haven't been over there in months. Man, this is some damn good bourbon. All right, we got a massive show and tell to get to. And we're about to get to it. But first thing I want to know is this. What's your favorite movie of 2025? Your favorite movie of 2025. Out of everything that you've watched, what are you thinking? Me personally, I haven't watched everything that I wanted to watch. I haven't seen Sinners. There's some new one that's supposed to be good. I've not seen Mickey 17. But out of everything I've watched new this year, I'm right now settling on Weapons. I wouldn't say that Weapons is officially my favorite movie of 2025 because there are more I need to watch. But out of everything I've watched right now, I'm going Weapons. What are your favorite movies of 2025? Nestor says Sinners. Dynamite says my favorite was Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. CTA Frank says Sinners. Sinners has been at the top of a lot of people's lists. And I was planning on watching it over the Christmas holiday, but I didn't because I got to watch all these damn Jurassic Park movies. Whose fault's that? That's mine. But also, I shared some of my favorite Christmas movies with my girlfriend for the first time, including Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night. So that was super fun. Avenge Californication said, definitely Weapons and Frankenstein. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Frankenstein because it's a Netflix movie. Frankenstein is pretty freaking dope. Weapons and Frankenstein are definitely like in my top two-ish. I need to watch Sinners. There's a movie I hear really good things about called Bring Her Back, so I want to check that one out too. YouTube's messing with your name. It's Ouroboros Snake. All right. It's because we're on StreamYard, man. So I'm not seeing your screen name. I'm seeing like the @ whatever, right? So yeah, I think that's what's going on. StreamYard needs to fix that. 9-Panel Grid says, hard to argue with Sinners, so I won't. Sinners was great. Seems like Sinners has been the consensus so far. Sinners, and we got Weapons popping up, and Frankenstein. Y'all are my kind of people, man. Ain't nobody saying Avatar. Ain't nobody saying Black Phone 2. Ain't nobody saying The Monkey. I hated that movie. That movie really disappointed me. Fantastic Four was solid. In my review, I gave it 5. I gave it a perfect score, y'all. What the hell's wrong with me? It's not a 5 you digs movie. In Superman, I think I did a 4.5. But honestly, they're both 4s, in my opinion. I do like Superman, and I do like Fantastic Four. It's the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten outside of The Incredibles. So I do like those movies. But Weapons for me. But I do want to watch Sinners and Frankenstein. Yeah, Frankenstein's right up there on that list. Guillermo del Toro finally making a movie. Finally making a movie that he announced he was going to make. Dark Fizzo liked Weapons. Ouroboros says Zootopia was good, though. I haven't seen it, right? I actually just watched the first Zootopia like a year ago because I had Jeff Parker on the show to promote his Zootopia book. And then they found out that I hadn't watched it. And then he like kind of shamed me. Nine Panel Grid says, I would have said Heretic, but it technically released in 2024. Was that this year or was that last year? I thought that was a last year movie. Heretic. That's another one I haven't seen. It's got Mickey Blue Eyes in it. What's his name? Hugh Grant. Mickey Blue Eyes. What a random movie to pull out thinking of Hugh Grant. What a random ass movie. James Caan. Mickey fucking Blue Eyes. I haven't thought about that movie in a minute. Anybody remember that movie, Mickey Blue Eyes? Kind of like a mob comedy. Kevin says, I used to like Incredibles. Then I saw Incredibles 2 and it lowered my opinion of the original that bad. I don't know. I don't recall Incredibles 2. I don't even know if I saw it. I love the first Incredibles. I love it. But yeah. I don't think I ever saw Incredibles 2. I don't have a recollection of it, at least. Anthropomorphic raccoons. Whatever floats your boat. I'm just joking. Ouroboros says, do you do the AMC pass? It paid off this year. I do the AMC pass. I went a couple months without using it this year, and I felt bad. So I got to get into it. I haven't been to the theater since Predator. So I watched Running Man and Predator. What's the movie that's out right now? I just watched Jeremy John's best movies of the year, and he had this on his list. So, come on, man. Don't act like this to me. All right, there we go. Show us your location. Marty Supreme. I hear Marty Supreme is good. Maybe I need to make time to go see that. Has anybody seen that? It's got Timothy Chalamet in it. I don't even know what's about. Marty Mauser, a young man with a big dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. That's a very vague-ass description of the movie. Well, thanks for not spoiling it. Rotten Tomatoes, like if anybody cares, it has a 95 right now. Critic score, 83. Audience score, that's actually pretty good. Huh. It released on the 19th. I heard that Anaconda movie's bad. Housemaid's out right now. I'm looking at what's out right now. I would watch The Housemaid, but that Marty Supreme movie is one I definitely want to watch. Zootopia 2 is still out, but I don't usually go to the theater to watch cartoons. Unless it's a Spider-Man cartoon. Song Sung Blue is out. That's the one that Hugh Jackman plays like a Neil Diamond cover artist, and I do really want to see that. Oh, no, the last movie I saw was Wicked for Good. I liked Wicked for Good. Not as much as the first Wicked, but I like Wicked. I'm a bit of a musical guy, and I honestly, for my Christmas gift to myself, I bought all of the Oz books in one nice collection because of watching Wicked. K-pop Demon Hunters. I love K-pop Demon Hunters, man. First time I watched it, I'll be honest, I was kind of annoyed that I was being forced to watch it, and I wasn't digging it. I'm not really a K-pop kind of guy, but by the end of it, I was into it, and then I went and saw it when it played at the theater for like a weekend, and loved it, and then saw it again. Like, I've seen that movie 3 fucking times. Not by my own decision, but K-pop Demon Hunters is actually pretty fucking good, y'all. CTA Frank says Iron Giant is better than The Incredibles. That's an interesting comparison. I guess we're comparing those two movies because they're animated films. I love The Iron Giant. I think that's great. I think they're two different movies, though, but I would say The Incredibles is the better Fantastic Four movie than Iron Giant. That would be my point. Ouroboros says, I've heard from 2 people in my life that don't love horror films, really like Anaconda. Okay. I don't know. When I saw the trailer for it, it kind of looked funny, but I heard it was really, really bad. Marty Supremes is about some ping pong. Oh, shit. It's about ping pong? I might have seen that trailer. Now that I think about it. Fuck, I'm watching Marty Supreme soon. I don't know when. Maybe Sunday. I don't think anything else really comes out for a while because I'm going to start covering more new movies. And I was like, I don't think there's anything really worthy of covering for a minute. What's in January? January movie releases. Is there anything to cover in January? Let's see. This weekend, The Damned, which is a drama horror mystery. Haven't heard of that one. January 10th, Den of Thieves. That's Gerard Butler, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Interesting. Game Changer, Prosecutor, Hard Truths, Hazard, Better Man, Every Little Thing. There's a lot of movies that come out every week, but who the hell, what are these movies? You guys ever heard of these movies? I'm looking at 2025, son of a bitch. If anybody want to watch those movies, you can do that right now. I'm looking at 2025. January 2026. Let's see. Let's see. The first thing that I see that is something that I would want to watch to review. There's that Primate movie. I saw that trailer. That doesn't look too good. That's next week. That's the 9th. So maybe that. The week after that, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I got to watch 28 Years Later first, but I want to watch that one to cover. That might be the first one that I watch and cover, first new movie. Just like I did with The Predator Badlands, which I liked, and Running Man, which I didn't, and Frankenstein, which I loved. I'm going to be doing that continuing throughout the year, also to make sure that I do utilize my AMC Movie Pass. There's the Return to Silent Hill movie. The Smashing Machine. Oh, that's on HBO Max. Okay. It's like, I thought that was already out. Iron Lung. I don't know what that one is. All right, so we're in danger of only having one new movie to watch in January, and that would be 28 Days Later, Bone Temple. But I need to do a little bit more research. Anybody heard of any of those movies? Anybody know of anything in January worth checking out? Hugh Grant. Yep, I remember Mickey Blue Eyes. Joe says, I saw Mickey Blue Eyes in theaters. I still reference the joke where the restaurant is called E. The something, E, the something. So it's technically the. And at the end, it says the end. I worked at the movie theater when that movie was out, Joe. That's probably why it's something that sticks in my head. So I remember every dumb movie that was in the theaters when I worked there. Small Town Crooks, which is not a dumb movie. It's a great movie. That was playing when I worked there. Sixth Sense was playing there. Phantom Menace, Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me, Bowfinger. I think I started the week that Bowfinger may have opened. Really good stuff. Mickey Blue Eyes. I think when you say Mickey Blue Eyes is 9.5 weeks. Yeah, it's about ping pong. Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is a fun movie, but don't compare it to Uncut Gems other than the vibe. Are people comparing it to that? 9-Panel Grid says TV shows have been way more impactful than movies for me this year. A lot of excellent shows. Well, Eric, what is your favorite TV show of the year? And anybody else out there, what's your favorite TV show of the year? I guess this was the year we actually got the finale of Cobra Kai. I don't watch a lot of modern television. So and Stranger Things isn't finished yet. And I know a lot of people were not super hype about the ending of season 5, volume 2. I haven't watched it yet. I've only watched the first episode of volume 2. So I've seen the first, 5 episodes. I haven't watched 6 or 7, right? So I can't judge that yet. But I did love those first 4 that were released really intensely. I love those. Was House of the Dragon this year? House of the Dragon season 2, was that this year? Because I really liked that one. But I'm really a sucker for that one. Nope, that was last year. Oh shit, that means next year is season 3. That's even better. Now I'm excited. Cobra Kai ended this year though. I remember that. Because that's why I got Netflix and why I kept Netflix because of Raw. What else? I watched WWE Unreal, but I wouldn't put that as the best show of the year. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot. So for me, I might just have to lean on Cobra Kai for right now. But my favorite television show experience of this year was finally watching Breaking Bad for the first time. And I fucking loved it. And I got stalled out again on Better Call Saul just because of the holiday season. But I'll definitely be checking it out. I'll be getting back to it, is what I'm saying. All of the Oz books, that's a lot, isn't it? It's like a 15-book set, I think, but it's only they're reprinted in 5 different volumes in a nice box. It's really cool. I'll show it off eventually. Yeah, January is traditionally a dead month, but I need at least something. At least we got 28 Days Later Bone Temple. I haven't seen 28 Days Later, but I did see the trailer for Bone Temple, and it looked awesome. Deadpool made February a thing about 10 years ago. Yeah, I know February is going to be a thing. There's one for sure I know I'm going to watch, which is from the writer of The Martian. Stars Ryan Gosling. Operation Project Hail Mary or something like that. It's based on, I can't remember the dude's name. He wrote The Martian. I have The Martian, but I don't have Operation Hail Mary or whatever the hell it's called. Project Hail Mary, something like that. It seems like similar kind of idea. So that's kind of like the one thing I'm shaking on, but we'll see. Primate looks like a remake of Cujo. Yeah, I might go see Primate. If anything, just to warn y'all not to watch it. I hope that the Silent Hill movie is good. Fingers crossed. I think I've seen the first one, but that was when it first released, and I've watched somebody play the game, and that's pretty much all I remember about that. So I don't know. Oh, man, this bourbon. I don't want to take the last swig. If this was any other bourbon, I would have already finished that. I'm holding on to it. Oh, enjoy it, Robbie. Don't just. Okay, interesting. Dynamite says Primate, I heard, did well with test audiences. Take that with a grain of salt, though. You can't always trust those early screenings. Exactly. Because who gives out the reaction for the test screenings? The studios. So watch out. Last Samurai Standing on Netflix is great. Not sure about that one. Is that a show? Is that a movie? At first, I thought you were saying something about The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise and Ken Watanabe. Marty Supreme and Uncut Gems share one half of the same directors. John Safdie, I believe, and Ben Safdie did The Smashing Machine. Oh, interesting. Okay. What about Corky Romano? Another mob comedy kind of flick. Wasn't that the Chris Kattan one? He. 9-Panel Grid says, right now, my favorite show is It's Welcome to Derry. Or Welcome to Derry. It's the best, but Pluribus is real good too. Stranger Things is dope too. Pluribus is the new one from the guy who did Breaking Bad, right? I've heard good things about it. I haven't watched it. What's it on? What streaming service is that on? Let me look it up. The only bad thing I've heard about it is people saying that it's going to be 2 years until the next season. Apple TV? Who the hell's got Apple TV? I ain't got Apple TV. I ain't ever had Apple TV. What? Fuck, man. People watch Apple TV? Fuck. The new Daredevil was good. I haven't watched that yet. I'm surprised you didn't mention that, Eric. I guess because Daredevil is kind of your jam, right, bro? Fizzo, I totally forgot that was this year. Yep, got to show some love for DD. There you go, right there. The first 4 or so Oz books, when were much younger than they were pretty good, very trippy. I liked it. The first 4 or so Oz books, when much younger, and they were pretty good, very trippy. I like it. You read them when you were younger, is I think what you're saying. They were pretty good, very trippy. I liked it. Awesome. Read them. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Chris Chats Comics is in the house. What's up, buddy? Project Hail Mary is such a good book. Highly recommend. All right. See, I've read The Martian, and only because I watched the movie and I loved the movie, right? Andy Weir, something like that. Is that his name? So I got the book and read it and loved it, but I never read Project Hail Mary. Didn't even know about it. But then when I saw the trailer for the movie, I was like, seems a little similar, but maybe different enough. If I'll take your word for it. I'm more excited to go see the movie now. The trailer's good. It seems charming. Southside Rona says, glad you love Breaking Bad so much. Absolutely. Yeah, Pluribus is Apple, man. What the fuck is Apple TV, man? I pay for Shudder, Netflix, ESPN. There's something else I pay for. I know there's something else I pay for that I keep forgetting. Amazon. I don't know if I can fit in Apple TV, man. Kevin watches Apple TV on their Zoom. R. matey, you don't need Apple. Brother, come on, man. Who the hell you think I am, man? I work and support physical media, man. I work for and support physical media, brother. You're right. I'll do that. In fact, it's probably on my buddy's Plex server, honestly. I like Foundation on Apple TV, even if it's a bastardization of the novels. Are they based on the Isaac Asimov Foundation novels? I never read those. Speaking of Isaac Asimov, let's get into some epic show and tell. Dynamite says, I got Apple TV when The Gorge came out. Really liked that movie, by the way. Hella fun. Never heard of that one, The Gorge. All right. I would ask you your favorite comics of the year, but I want you to wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Time, I'm dropping my top 20 comics of 2025, and I want you to share your thoughts on what you loved this year, comic book wise, on that video's comments. And then don't forget that on Saturday, we're having the best comics of the month, the monthly comic book review stream. We'll be talking about the best comics of this month, as well as revealing the best of the best according to the monthly comic book review, including who is the Marvel shill of 2025. All right. Show and tell time. First of all, my family does a dirty Santa, a clean dirty Santa. And what I mean by clean dirty Santa is it's the dirty Santa game, but no vibrators, no cock rings, none of that shit, right? I don't know why. I think my family can be a little bit prudish sometimes. Let's go ahead and take the last swallow of this. This is too good. Caramelly, butterscotchy, rich, thick, rich butter. Bourbon butter sliding down my tongue. Sounds weird. All right. So I got a late number for this year's family's Dirty Santa, and I think I came out on top, y'all. I got a 2-pound box of Sour Patch Kids. Now, at first, I thought this was a whole giant Sour Patch Kids or Sour Patch Kid. I thought this was one giant Sour Patch Kid. Could you imagine that? The Sour Patch Kid, like half the height of my head. I would have fucking eaten it, like sliced it like a loaf cake, like a pound cake, some shit like that. But it's not a giant Sour Patch Kid. It's actually just 10 boxes of Sour Patch Kids that are in here. But I love that they put it in one big box. It's fucking awesome. And applaud me for not opening this yet. I got this shit on Thursday. Or on Wednesday night, Christmas Eve night. And it's still unopened. I already told you, man. Goals. All right. We did a really cool thing that we usually do. We do it around my birthday and we do it on Christmas. I share my Amazon wish list. I offer, hey, if anybody wants to, send me something, this is where you do it, right? And I set the Amazon wish list up for my convenience, first and foremost. And then I set it up for family members and friends and loved ones, people that want to buy me gifts. And I go, here's a list. Like, it's got tons of stuff on it. You can buy it. I'll be happy with anything. Some people are like, I don't want to use your list or whatever. No, please use my list. Please use my fucking list. I don't want you to try to figure out something unless you're somebody close enough to me that you can figure out something and figure it out right. There are people in my life that can figure it out. And they figured it out right. That happened with my girl this year. So heck yeah. All right. Anyway, I share my Amazon wish list. I said, if you want to send me something, send it. You don't have to, but sure, let's do it. Like as you get older, Christmas, you get less cool stuff. But I don't, because I get cool stuff. Anyway, I love you guys. So, and the deal this year was, if you send me a movie that's on the list, I will review that movie. So let's get into it. First up, I got Godzilla -1 on 4K Blu-ray. I love this movie. I watched it when it was on Netflix. I watched it because we covered it, I think, on Verno's channel on Blood Splatter Chatter. Big fan of this movie. I wanted to cover it here. I want to own it in my collection. And there you go. This was given to me from Barrett. He says, this movie is amazing, and I am excited to see what you think. I love it, but I'm going to dive deeper into it. I have been a big fan of the channel for a few years now and have watched a ton of the weekly reviews. Love the content. Keep it up. From Barrett. Barrett, thank you so much. We'll be reviewing this. This one's going to have to go to the back of the list, though, because I made a mistake. And that mistake was repeated with this one. This is Mother's Day, which is a really gnarly holiday-themed horror nasty movie. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's hard to watch for a lot of people. This is from Guy. It says, Merry Christmas, my friend. Enjoy your gift, from Guy. So there's Mother's Day on 4K Blu-ray, and there's Godzilla -1 from 4K Blu-ray. So thank you, Barrett. Thank you, Guy. My mistake, I don't own a 4K player. There is a 4K player on my Amazon wish list, but it's a more expensive one because it's a region-free one, because I need it to play region-free Blu-rays and DVDs. But honestly, I could just get a cheaper one and switch it out. Anyway, I'm going to have to get a 4K player before I can actually review these and watch these. And you know what? I'm surprised I haven't done it yet. I just haven't. I need to. I got one on my wish list. I got the 4K TV. I just need the player. But I didn't really buy a lot of 4Ks. But now I actually have a bunch of 4Ks. And these are 4Ks. See, I put these on my list because I thought they also came with Blu-rays. Like all the 4Ks that I have so far come with Blu-rays, so that I can still watch it for now. These ones didn't. So, my bad, y'all. You're going to have to wait just a little bit for that, but maybe by my birthday. My birthday's May 10th, which I believe it's always near Mother's Day. I think it might be on Mother's Day this year, so what a coinky dink. All right. Next up, U-571, World War II sub-warfare movie starring Matthew McConaughey. I love this movie. And I haven't seen it in years. I worked at the theater when this came out, and I loved it. And this is the movie, oddly enough, that started me paying attention to music in film. U-571. This one comes from FOD. Good day. So I have a funny story. I took a date to this movie. I had a shitty 1991 Ford Explorer with no back window. Took her to the Dollar Theater. $3 for the movie, popcorn, and soda. Didn't get a second date. LOL. From FOD. Thank you so much. I love this movie. Cannot wait to cover it. How about Chinatown? That's a damned classic right there. I'm going to have to get Joe Corallo to review this one with me. It says, Happy Holidays, bud, from John Cole. John Cole, my co-host over at the EXP, and the show that me and him do with Dynamic Forces and Dynamite Entertainment every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time over at the EXP Live. Check it out. John, thank you so much, homie. Conan the Barbarian. Check that out. This is from Peter. Peter writes, Merry Christmas, bro. I saw this on your list and instantly knew I had to get it. Anyway, thank you for all you do for us. You are appreciated, except for G.I. Joe guy. Fuck that guy. Station. From Peter. Peter, thank you so much. I really do appreciate this. I love this movie as well. We just covered it last year in June, I believe, for Crew's Choice. It was Fable's pick, and we were joined by Jim Zub, the current architect and writer of the Conan comics. That was a real fun experience, but I didn't own it. Now I do, and which also means I get to cover it again. And I'm very excited to do so. How about this one? Now, if you send me a movie, I can get to it. If you send me a TV show, I'll do my best. But I'm definitely going to do this one. How about the complete Herculoids animated series? This is from Froylan. Enjoy your gift and Merry Christmas. Thank you for all of the awesome comic book videos. Lots of great recommendations. I look forward to them every week. From Froylan. Thank you so much. I've been wanting this one in particular ever since I was reading Tom Snagowski's Herculoids book, because I think that book was fantastic and it made me want to dive back into this series, because I've never watched every single episode and it's been a long time since I've watched them, but now I can. So thank you. How about Jacob's Ladder? Second greatest psychological thriller of the 90s. We covered this on March Madness over at Blood Splatter Chatter a couple of years ago. I love this movie so much, it made me a little bit crazy. And I said that this, in that video, I said this, not Exorcist 3, is the greatest psychological thriller of the 90s. I have since retracted that statement, but I'm really down and ready to dive back into this movie because I love it. A spooky masterpiece. To you digs from Kevin. Kevin, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Altered States. I haven't seen this movie since I was way too young to watch it. And this movie is featured on the In Search of Darkness documentaries. And ever since watching those documentaries, it put this film back in my mind. And I definitely cannot wait to dive back in and check out Altered States. Merry Christmas, Robbie. One of 2 Blu-rays for you to add to the PCP collection this holiday season from Introspect M. Introspect also sent a VHS movie about a month or 2 before. That's going to be one of the first things I review this year. All right. Also from Introspect is movie number 2, Cannibal Ferox. All right. Merry Christmas, part 2 of 2. I remember PCP did Green Inferno. I hear Cannibal Holocaust is the most acclaimed, which we did on Blood Splatter Chatter during Horror Fest last year. Loved it. Or this year. This year. We covered Cannibal Holocaust on Blood Splatter Chatter this year. I was there. Check it out. I hear Cannibal Holocaust is the most acclaimed, but this apparently may be the goriest in the genre. Seeing this as an unrated director's cut, yikes. Enjoy from Introspect M. So thank you so much. I haven't seen this one in a very, very long time either. All right, this one came from my sister, Cindy. She hooked me up with Oppenheimer. I was actually knowledgeable when I put this one on my wish list because it does contain the 4K Ultra HD disc as well as the DVD or as the Blu-ray disc. But Oppenheimer, my favorite movie of 2023, whenever it came out, I think it was 2023. Love this film. Very excited to finally have it in my collection. All right, let's take a look at the chat before we move on here. Eric said, that thing would be a death sentence for me. I can't stop myself with sour candy. Yeah, man. I'm very excited. 2 pounds. Sour Patch Kids. Hey, Brother Joe's in the house to stop by to say hi to the #1 guy on YouTube. Happy holidays. Rockin' Ricky. Shut the fuck up, man. Are the Bears playing? Hell yeah. Yep, I guess the Bears are playing. Man, Bears had a really great season, man. Good for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all this year. Go Bears, man. Because Chicago Bears, why not? Cowboys are out. Fuck it. Doesn't a PS3 play them? I don't know what's cheaper. I don't have a PS5. My bad, I said 3. I don't have a PS5. It might play them. I'm not sure. But I don't have one nor need one. But I'm pretty sure that the players can be cheaper than that. But I don't know. I would have to do my research. Hey, Chokos is in the house. Station, my man. Chinatown, excellent. Well, thank you, Gore. Appreciate you. Nice seeing you. Conan, a wonderful film I was able to see in the theater. What a score. Altered States, William Hurt and Blaine Brown. Wonderful cast. Yeah, Blaine or Blair Brown. Heck yeah. All right. Two Gun Pedro sent me a really nice package. In that package was a t-shirt. That t-shirt was a Necromantic t-shirt from the movie Necromantic, which me and Verno covered on Horror Fest last year on his channel. A really gnarly, nasty movie that I think we're actually kind of fans of a little bit, but it's a really cool shirt. But I was wearing it last week. I actually wore it on Christmas or on Christmas Eve. I wore it on Christmas Eve and I wound up leaving it at my girl's house. So it's still there. Or otherwise I would show it off. But what was the last show I did with Verno? Inside. We covered the French film Inside from like 2007 or something like that. If you go watch that video, I'm wearing the Necromantic shirt and I'm showing it off. But I'll wear that again soon. All right, but he also sent me some movies. Freaking awesome. Body Count on DVD. Right there. Body Count. So this, and he leaves notes on some of them. It says, Italian Rip on Friday the 13th by the director of Cannibal Holocaust. Score by Claudio Simonetti. That's the dude from Goblin. So Two Gun Pedro knows me. I've never seen that movie. I'm going to watch it. I'm very excited. Contamination. Right there. I love saving these notes that Two Gun writes. It's a film by Luigi Cosi. And his note says, Italian ripoff of Alien, score by Goblin. I didn't even know that. Two Gun Pedro says, I just watched Necromantic recently too. Yeah, it's a bar fest, man. It really is. Jacob's Ladder is good to watch with Angel Heart. Man, Angel Heart with Robert De Niro. Man, I remember loving that movie. I haven't seen that in years. Man, I'm talking like teenage. All right, some Blu-rays that Two Gun sent. Island of the Fishmen. I've never heard of this one. I don't know what the hell it is. Fable's Note. Italian sci-fi horror similar to Island of Dr. Moreau and Creature from the Black Lagoon. Also came out before Humanoids from the Deep. So that's cool. And how about this one? No explanation necessary. No note attached. How about the 4K version of Cemetery Man? This is a movie that ever since, especially, people found out that I loved Italian cinema. This is a movie that has been requested for us to cover almost every single Horror Fest. We've never done it. We've never done it. But now I have it on 4K, so no excuses, except for I got to wait to get the 4K player. Except for he also sent it to me on VHS. That's right. Cemetery Man on VHS from Two Gun Pedro. I do have a VCR. I don't have a 4K player, but I got a VCR. Send me a few more. Two Gun, you really know me. I love you so much. You are the... When I said not everybody has to use my wish list to give me a gift that will send me doing cartwheels, you're one of those people. There is The Fury on VHS. It's a Brian De Palma film that I've never seen. Never even heard of it. Kirk Douglas? Man, got to check that one out. How about this one? Dressed to Kill by Brian De Palma, starring Michael Caine. What's her name? Nancy Allen. Nancy Allen. Love this film. Definitely influenced by Giallo in Italian cinema. Brian De Palma's influenced by Italian cinema like crazy. Love this movie. We covered it on March Madness on PCP Movie Night a couple years ago, and it's actually one of the most viewed videos on the channel. And a video that we did over at Dylan's Horror Show, but we've never done it on my channel or another channel, I believe. But it is a movie that is so effective to me that I have shown many people this movie because Two Gun sent me the Blu-ray for this, and now he sends me the VHS for Alice, Sweet Alice. It says starring Brooke Shields. She's a kid. She's in the movie. She's not the main part of the movie, but after she got famous, they kind of rebranded the movie but it's a really creepy, interesting film. Alice, Sweet Alice. We covered it over at Dylan's Horror Show. Check it out. And that was what Two Gun Pedro sent me. Excellent, excellent things. So thank you so much. Let's take a look at the comments real quick. 9-Panel Grid says, I bet that one has some fishmen, maybe even fish women. Brother, I get that you're watching your Chicago Bears play right now, but honestly, was that supposed to be a joke, bruh? Was it? Two Gun Pedro says, Cemetery Man. I know what the people want. Hell yeah, you do. And now I got to really put a fucking fire under my ass to get that 4K player too. All right. Sleepy Reader 666, a.k.a. Damien the Man, sent me 3 awesome gifts. He sent me 2 movies and a book set. He sent me Roma from Federico Fellini. I've never seen this movie. I am a fan of Fellini. I say I am. I really am only really familiar with 8.5 and La Dolce, what's it? La Dolce La Vita. What? Oh, yeah, I'm super familiar with it. I don't even know the name of the damn movie. La Dolce da Vita or something like that. I love those movies, 8.5 especially, which he sent me last year, which we're covering on PCP Movie Night at the end of January. But there's Roma by Federico Fellini. Merry Christmas, Robbie, from Damien. A couple of his other notes said things that were funny. He also sent me this. That's Pink Floyd at Pompeii. This is my favorite concert on film ever. It's Pink Floyd during the making of Dark Side of the Moon, going to Pompeii to perform a concert to the ghosts of Pompeii. There is no audience. Nobody's there except for whatever lingers in Pompeii. It has this surreal, unsettling, awesome vibe to it. And I've only ever had this on DVD for the longest time. They just released it on Blu-ray. It's packaged like an album, which I think is super freaking cool. I fucking love it. So it's finally on Blu-ray. Y'all, if you've never seen Pink Floyd live at Pompeii, you can find some clips of it on YouTube. You might be able to find the whole damn thing on YouTube. I don't know, but find it, watch it. It's magical. It's mystical. It's memorable. It's alliteration on the top of the dome. Pop, pop, boom, ho, ho, ho. From Sleepy Damien. Then he sent me a book set. I had this book set on my wish list, and I'm so thankful that he sent it. But there is the H.G. Wells collection. Beautiful artwork with, I don't know if this is the complete works, but the nearish complete works of H.G. Wells. I am a fan of H.G. Wells. I mention in my video tomorrow where I talk about my top 20 comic books of 2025. For some reason, in tomorrow's video, I am talking about my love of H.G. Wells and how I first started reading his work when I was a teenager. So I own Invisible Man, I own War of the Worlds, and I own Time Machine. Those are the 3 that I have watched, or that I've read, I should say, and watched, actually. But I also have a collection, like an H.G. Wells short story collection, but I've never dived into it because I actually think it has some short stories and some novellas, like some things like Invisible Man maybe as well. But, yo, this is so cool because I don't know if this is fully complete. It should be. I don't know how much he did, honestly. So I'm not going to stress about that. But a lot of these I haven't read, and these all have some great covers. Oh, they smell good too. All right, so there's The Sleeper Awakes. Look at the art on these covers. The War of the Worlds. The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I've actually never read this. I've seen almost every version of the film, including the Marlon Brando one and the Bela Lugosi one, which I'm personal fave of mine. All right. The First Men on the Moon. My bad. The First Men in the Moon. Shit. These covers are dope. And Omnibus. The World Set Free. No, The World Set Free. Never heard of that one, actually. This is the one that started it all for me. The Invisible Man. My love of the Claude Rains, James Whale directed Invisible Man film from the 30s led me to pick up this. It was the first H.G. Wells I read, and I loved it. Loved it. This is Fascinating Short Stories. So this has some of his short story work. And then The Time Machine. So like I said, the only ones I've owned have been The Time Machine, War of the Worlds, and The Invisible Man. But this set is fucking beautiful, so cool, and it's going to reinvigorate me to read some H.G. Wells. So that's part of my reading list this year, is to get through some of these books. So thank you, Damien. You are an absolute treasure. Hey, and Kelvo with Super Chat. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. It literally keeps the lights on here in the PCP studios. Welcome back. I missed the Rockin Robbie Live. Well, how about this? How about this? How about a Rockin Robbie Live next week? How about the first Rockin Robbie Live of 2026 on January 4th? Hell yeah. Are you down with that? Then throw a hell yeah out there in the chat, y'all. Thank you for that super chat. We really do appreciate that. I think that Cemetery Man 4K comes with the Blu-ray. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that. Good looking out. I double-checked into Godzilla, and it doesn't. I need to double-check in Mother's Day. I thought I'd verified that they did. Amazon's a little weird sometimes with how they list shit, honestly. So, yeah. Either way, I got to get that 4K player. There's another movie somebody gave me last year, or for my birthday this year, and I don't even remember what it is. I've never heard of it. Silent something? Silent Running? Maybe? It's supposed to be a good sci-fi movie. It's in 4K. And here's probably one of the reasons why I've been hesitant to get the 4K player has been because I know me. And as soon as I got a Blu-ray, in fact, bro, I was converting over to Blu-ray before I even got the Blu-ray player, right? At the time I worked at Movie Stop, which is like a GameStop, but with movies, and I was able to know like what movies could like trade in highest and like take advantage of certain things. Anyway, I started trading in DVDs, getting store credit, and converting a lot of my shit over to Blu-ray. So I had like 40 Blu-rays before I even got my Blu-ray player. And I didn't even have an HD TV yet. I was just converting over because I knew I was about to get it. Right. So I don't want to rebuy a bunch of shit that I've been buying, because I've honestly rebuilt my movie collection over the last 5 years. Because I was in a long-term relationship with somebody who wanted to be minimalist, and I'm not a minimalist. If anybody knows me, I'm not a minimalist. I got shit everywhere. People walk in my house all the time. They're like, I can't tell if this is your house or if this is your job at the comic shop. Like there's comics, movies, toys, posters. There's shit everywhere. Right? And it's just my styling. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I know that I was talking about how I know how I am, and I don't want to have to. That's right. I've been rebuilding. I live with somebody, and I streamlined my movie collection, and I didn't want to do it. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So I spent the last 5 years rebuilding my movie collection. I don't want to, for the next 5 years, spend time rebuying the same fucking movies I just rebought again in 4K. But I think at this point in my life, I don't give a shit. And I think, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I don't know. I mean, I've heard otherwise, but I don't know, for instance, if 4K will really affect my love of certain films, right? So I don't know. We'll see. We got some hell yeahs out there in the chat. That's at least 3 people that want to see Rockin Robbie Live come back next week. So let's do it. That's enough. Yeah, upgrading my collection. Tired of doing that. Robbie, have you read Tongues by Anders Nilsson? I think it's my book of the year and think you really dig it. Pantheon released a nice hardcover of all the issues released so far. I have not read Tongues at all. I've not even heard of that one. Is that a graphic novel then? That's your book of the year? Hell yeah, I have to check that out. Only certain movies worth getting on 4K for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Though at the same time, people said that about Blu-ray. From DVD to Blu-ray, and everything on DVD was worth converting over to Blu-ray. Now, I watch it in 4K all the time. My Netflix stuff is on 4K, HBO Max. So I watched House of the Dragon in 4K. I watched Breaking Bad in 4K. I think it's 4K that they had it on. I don't know. Whatever. I have the TV. God damn it. All right. Everything else now is books. So here's something interesting. I've never read any Isaac Asimov, and I'm a huge sci-fi nut, and I've never read any, but I've always been familiar with his work. And here is the Robot series. Somebody picked this up for me. It all came together. It doesn't have a box that they all go in or anything, but they're really cool. So this is the Robot series. And this is from Carl. Carl Victor says, enjoy your gift. Thank you. I will. And I plan on, as I read these, doing a little video, maybe a little short or something. But in here we have Robots and Empire. I don't know the correct order. Rex, who is also my co-host over at the EXP Live with our Dynamite Dynamic Forces show every Monday night, 5 p.m. Central Time, including tomorrow. He's a big Asimov fan, and he was telling me the order, and I have to look it up again. Then we got Caves of Steel. We got The Robots of Dawn. These are some really cool covers. I, Robot, which I hate that movie, but let's check out the book. That's interesting. Some of these, that's like a matte finish on some of these books, but then this one has like a gloss finish. Then we've got The Naked Sun. The Naked Sun. And The Best of the Robots, and that's another shiny one too. Really cool set. Thank you so much, Carl. Very excited to dive into those. The Foundation set is on there as well, because that's what I hear the most about. But I put the Foundation books and the Robots books up there. And he got the Robot series for me, and I'm very excited. What's up, John? How you doing? Let's do a little bit of show and tell right here. How about this shit right here? How about this? I have never read a Star Wars book in my life. Never read a Star Wars novel in my life. And I was, as I'm reading Lord of the Rings, I'm like, man, I got all these Star Trek books. I kind of want to dive into some of those as well. Or back into some of those, I should say. But I've never read any Star Wars. And I was like, I was doing a little bit of research. So as I'm reading, I really like BookTube, right? There's a channel in particular called Mike's Book Reviews that I really, really like. He's a big fan of Stephen King. He's a big fan of Michael Crichton. I am a Michael Crichton fan, and I like Stephen King. I've only ever read, I've read Carrie, I've read Salem's Lot, I've read Firestarter, and I've read all of The Dark Tower, and that's it. I've never read Pet Sematary. I've tried multiple times to read it and never finished. Never got even much through it. I love The Stand as a story, and I've never read the book. Same thing with it, just so big, so intimidating. That shit's done. We're moving on. But anyway, I'm on BookTube, and I start looking up Star Wars Expanded Universe shit. Because you know what? I do like Star Wars, man. I like to act like I don't, but I do like Star Wars. And yeah, I don't like the new stuff near as much as, I don't like it either. Okay? And that's why it's easy to just kind of be like, Star Wars, who cares, right? But I hear so many things about the Expanded Universe and the novels and shit like that. And I really enjoy these Star Trek novels. So I was like, what are the best Star Wars novels? And obviously the Thrawn trilogy gets brought up all the damn time. It gets brought up all the damn time. I figured that was a good place to start. So somebody sent me these, and the books that are in this set are all three of the Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn. There is Heir to the Empire. There is Dark Force Rising. And there is The Last Command. And it's got a pretty nifty box that goes along with it. It's got some cool art on it. Guess those might be the book covers. No, not really. Well, yeah, kind of using the book covers. But pretty freaking cool. I've heard that these are some of the best Star Wars novels and expanded universe bits. So I'm excited to check it out. Let me get them back in there correctly. I like that box. All right, here's the note. This is from KG from Comics Incorporated. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Robbie. I appreciate all that you do, especially the always informative weekly comic book reviews. I can only imagine what your busy days are like. So keep on keeping on. KG1 at Pulpy Paper from Comics Incorporated. Thank you so much. All right. Also, by the way, homie who sent the Isaac Asimov books sent me this, which is something I really needed. I wanted to do more videos from this table, but I didn't want to have to use this webcam. So this is a tripod that is small enough to put on the desk where I can use my actual camera and film some better quality videos here. Like, because I want to kind of keep the same vibe going for things like Marvel in the 90s, Image in the 90s, and stuff like that. Because those are going to start moving out of just being live videos and being recorded and released videos. However, that's awesome. I really needed that because my current tripod is too big. Seriously. So I got this thing that I got this nice little like wiry thing that I can put my webcam on, but my camera is too heavy for it. So that's awesome. Thank you. That's something that's very practical for the channel. All right. And then somebody sent me the most crazy, ridiculous thing. So I'm reading Lord of the Rings, and Brooks loves Lord of the Rings. And I know that Brooks is a huge fan of the Wheel of Time. So I get on there and I'm like, let me be stupid. And what if somebody, let's say I put the whole collection of Wheel of Time on my wish list. What's the likelihood somebody's going to buy that? But how funny would it be to put it on there? And if somebody fucking bought it for me, and whoever it was sent it anonymously. It's literally just signed from a fan. Enjoy. What? But this is the entire Wheel of Time book series. 15 novels. Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. That's a lot, y'all. So it opens up like this. And there are all the books. They're just in there. I don't think they're in an order. Man, they smell really good. What is this one? Winter's Heart. Which one is that? Book 9. This book 9 of the Wheel of Time. They smell amazing. What's this one? The Path of Daggers. What's that? Book 8. Maybe they are in an order. So is this going to be book 1 then? This can't be book 1. This is fucking huge. The Shadow Rising. Look how fucking thick that book is. It's as big as my head. That's book 4? Shit's 1,000 pages, man. What's the first one called? Dang, man, these are big. God damn. Surely the smallest one's got to be book 1, right? The smallest one is book 1, right? Surely. Get this motherfucker out of there. No, that's New Spring. That's something else. What the hell? What's the name of book 1? Where's book 1? Book 1's in here somewhere. Anyway, I can't go through all these books right now. We'll eventually get to these. Oh, Jesus, that's heavy. Yeah, the entire Wheel of Time. Brooks is a huge fan of this, and so is my homie Drew. We did a fantasy podcast in our podcasting days, and they went on for a long time about Wheel of Time. I may have even made fun of them for it, but there you go. Yeah, all of Wheel of Time. How freaking crazy is that? That's nuts. William, what's up? Is Batman Earth 1 reading? Yes, the Jeff Johns, Gary Frank book. Yeah, 100%. I think it's dope. Very much worth reading. All right. Now, as promised, we're going to open up these Devastator pieces. Where is my toy opener? Otherwise known as a knife. Where is it? It's usually right there. All right, I'm going to have to go get a knife. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, we're going to open up my Constructicons that I bought over the course of the year. And then we're going to basically end the show. We'll be right back, y'all. Hey, everybody. Welcome back here to Rockin Robbie Live on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Robbie Bills, and we have been having a great show already. Just talking about comic books, pop culture, comics, our favorite movies of the year, our favorite TV shows of the year. It's been a great conversation. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely worth checking out for sure. And if you're watching it on the replay and you made it to this far, you've already seen all that shit. So yeah, tried some of the best bourbon of my life. That was pretty exciting. Has Batman Earth 1 been animated? No, not that I'm aware of. Earth 1 is like an early attempt at something like Absolute, but with less success, though it did last for a little bit. There are 3 Batman Earth 1 graphic novels. They're collected now in one paperback where it collects it all. It's really cool. Probably one of the best different versions of Alfred you're going to get. So that's cool. Superman Earth 1, J. Michael Straczynski, not really working for me. Grant Morrison's Earth 1, Wonder Woman, I need to reread. I only ever read the first one, and I wasn't digging it, but I need to reread it. Then they did Green Lantern and Titans to lesser effect. There was supposed to be an Aquaman one by Francis Manapul, but I think they got pulled. I think the line ended. All right. We're going to open up these Constructicons. I took a look at my Transformers collection, and I got some new shelving in my room like about a month ago. And I put up my new shelving so that I could like actually get some more books up on the shelves, right? And because I have a bunch of books that were just kind of like in piles, but I wanted to get more books up. And because I had a lot of toys, it's in my bedroom. I got my vintage Turtles and I got my Transformers, my modern Transformers. And I was looking at them. I was like, man, I got shit I haven't opened. I moved all the Transformers to one shelf, and I was like, this would look so much better if it was really just the pieces I wanted. So it made me rethink. So I sold a bunch of things that I hadn't opened yet, kept some stuff, and I'm selling some of my Lucy's. Things I don't really care about, like Needle Nose and Brawn, shit like that. But one thing I do care about is the Constructicons. And we got them, and we're going to open them up real quick and just show them off. And then over the course of the next week or two, I'll be transforming them, taking pictures of them in both modes, and then combining them together for Devastator. And hopefully by next week, actually, on Rockin Robbie Live, we will be able to show off Devastator in full. So here is Bone Crusher. We're going to open him up. Devastator, let's go. Yep, I know. Hey, what's up, Starscream? How you doing? And I don't have, there's 6 of these damn dudes. So we don't have the full time to truly take every single piece out. And I don't want to go weeks into it. But there's Bone Crusher right there. That's dope. Set him there. Next up, we got Scavenger. So let's go ahead and open him up. You know what? Maybe we will have the time to pop them all out and take a proper look at them. But let's get them all open first. All the how to build them things just slide the fuck out. I'm going to lose them. Ugh. All right. Scavenger. Right there. And now once I open them, I have a bad habit of not remembering who they are just based on their looks. Chicago and San Francisco, 21-28 at the half. This one is Mixmaster. That's really annoying how those things keep fucking flying the fuck out, dude. It's really annoying. There's Mixmaster. I haven't done a Rockin Robbie live in so long, I forgot how messy my room winds up. Next up, Scrapper. I think I'd learned my lesson by now. That's really annoying. All right, the last two come in one package together, and it's Hook and Long Haul. So let's open up this bad boy. Bad boy, yeah. Bad boy, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. There they are in there. They're already formed into their alt mode. Interesting. All right. We got a few minutes. Let's get some of these out. Take proper looks at them. Sometimes with all these damn twisty ties, it's such a pain in the ass. All right, got one of them out, motherfucker. There's old dude. Which one is this? I don't remember. Is that Mixmaster? No. Which one is this? Scrapper? Scrapper. That one's Scrapper. I gotta remember these. Nobody remembers like who they are individually. Right. Right. This one's Bone Crusher. I know that. Let's get Bone Crusher out of there. What's in these little things here? Those weapons, maybe? What's crazy is that next week on Rockin Robbie Live, instead of being in here sweating, I'm going to be in here probably wearing a hoodie. But I got an awesome new hoodie that I cannot wait to show y'all. I haven't worn it on a video yet. Here's Bone Crusher. He's got some wonky ass legs. He's always had those wonky ass legs. Let's at least get these 4 open. This one, Scavenger, I believe. He's got a lot of twisty ties because he's got some extra pieces. There's him. I don't know where the hell this part attaches to. I don't. And that is... yeah, that's Scavenger. I don't know where that's supposed to go when he's... it goes on his back, it looks like. That probably goes right here. Whatever. We'll worry about that later. All right, last one. Where'd he go? This is Mixmaster. I know that because he's a cement mixer. That's easy. Lee understood. Just get him out here. Oh, I twisty ties, man. I get it, but fuck. All right, and here is Mixmaster. So let's see if we get this right. Mixmaster, Scavenger, Bone Crusher, and Scrapper. Yeah, I believe that's it. Then we got Long Haul and Hook. They're in there in their alt modes. We're just going to leave them alone for now. All right. I've got a mess all around me. I got to go clean this up. I got a meal prep for the week. And I got some Jurassic Park movies to watch, but I don't think I'm going to have time to watch them tonight. Maybe I'll get to some Stranger Things. So everybody, thank you so much. We'll be back here for Rockin Robbie Live on Sunday next week, January 4th. But before that, tomorrow morning on the channel, 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Central Time, my top 20 comics of 2025. What are they? Find out. Then on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central Time, we're hosting the best comics of the month, the monthly comic book review. It's our year-end show, so we'll also be revealing fun little tidbits of information about our favorite books collectively of the year and certain statistics, including the secret Marvel shill. January 5th, Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, we kick off the 2026 PCP Movie Night season with the entire Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. The very next week, we're going to be talking about Michael Mann's Heat. The week after that, we're talking about The Running Man from 1987. Not the new one, but the old one. And then we're going to end January off the following Monday with 8.5, an Italian film that's not a horror film, and it's directed by Federico Fellini. Very excited for those. Very excited to have y'all here. Thank you all so much. I love you. Station, pop, pop, boom. We'll catch you next time, y'all. Keep on reading, keep on loving, keep on living. We're dipping out.